Jujubes are awake. This is the sugar cane, and all the name varieties I think are waking up. The only problem is that I lost a honey jar, and it's my fault. If you remember from previous videos, I did add a ring to this, to the base, and I mulch it. So what happened is that whatever they use at the nursery pot, it's mostly a lot of organic material in there. It's mostly a wood chip. It all disintegrated and it sank the base of the honey jar, and combined that with the mulch around the ring mulch, it kind of decomposed the base. Basically, it killed the rootstock and it killed the honey jar. And it's happening also to not this one right here, but the Shangzi-Li. Let's see, Shangzi-Li is also waking up. And as you can see right there, you can see some damage on this side, but it's only that side because it's still okay on this side. So this will recover. I was able to kind of dig it up in time. Hey Lolo. Yeah, I know. Okay, so I need to dig this up some more. Right there. Hello. And grab all this dirt and make sure that that will not rot until I see the root flare. Alright, so let's keep going. Hey Lolo. Lolo's upset I'm not giving her any attention. Okay, so this is Shangzi-Li. This is sugar cane. And this is the first one that's really out, and all the fruiting spurs right there are out. Hopefully we get some growth to this, a lot more growth than the previous years. It did branch out right there. So, all right. So I replaced the honey jar with one of my rootstock runner. This is from the Lang rootstock, I think. And this one is not waking up yet, but at least it's not blank looking over here. And over here we have Lee. So Lee did some crazy growth on its first year. This is from Ison's. Right here, it grew all this from 2 years ago, and then last year it just died. This whole growth right here is all brown. So what it did is it started a new branch down here. So this is all from last year's growth. This entire thing right here is all from last year. And it looks like there's new branching right there. And I'm not quite sure if this thing is actually still alive up to here. I might scratch this later. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty dry, so I think it's dead all the way up there. So it created a new branch. All right, and all this fruited. So this is another leaf from Ison, but that's not quite accurate because it's a mislabeled Lang. Now that I know Lang can taste better after 4 years, the first 3 years of Lang tasted like cardboard. Then all of a sudden the Lang we have, the big Lang we have behind the treehouse, the flavor, it has like a, I don't know what it is. It's like a brown sugar caramel kind of taste. It's surprising. Most Lang I've tasted there taste like cardboard, but after 4 years that one developed a flavor profile that's really good. So I don't mind keeping this now. I was gonna give this to a friend because I didn't want another Lang. So I'll just wait. Typical of it, it fruited last year and didn't taste great, so which is expected until we get to months later. The fruit will get better. All right, so that's a Lang. It's also awake. Let's go with the GA866. I'm not going to cover on this video, but we do have Chico and another sugar cane at the back. No, sorry, honey jar. So this is GA866 and it's waking up. All right, they grow all the way up there. I think I did a scratch test on that one. It's green. So the caliper also. I'm putting this mesh wire right here. I'm just lifting it up from the ground right now so that I can mow underneath. Deer, we get a lot of deer, and they just scratch their horns right there, and they basically debark everything. So since this one is a clean trunk, they'll damage this. Which is what they did with Shangzi Li right there. So that's why I let Shangzi Li above the graft take another branch up in case that doesn't make, but it looked like it made. So Shangzi Li is also waking up. Let's go to the last one here, which is Autumn Beauty. So Autumn Beauty, when I bought it last year, it's up to here. So all this growth was all last year. So, and it's awake. It also fruited. Flavor profile, since it's not so great yet. I'm expecting this to be like Lang. The taste just keeps getting better and better as it gets older. All right. Let's take a look at all the wild Jujubes. This is basically a rootstock, but I was told they're from sugarcane seedling or honey jar seedling, but they are quite sweet. These are keeper. I'm not even going to grab anything to this, but they're quite thorny. Unlike, let's say, Lee and Lang, there's none. No thorns on this guys right here, but this wild rootstock, even though the fruit is great, you gotta keep an watch out. You gotta keep an eye on those crazy thorns. And look how tall this one got. Okay, so I'm not grafting anything from this guys here. Sweet, and the size is about a sugar cane. Not big as Lee, but they're quite prolific. All right, so there's 3 of these that are, 4, sorry, that I'm not even going to grab anything because I do like their wild Jujube fruit. Here's another one. All right, so there are some runts also. It could be that they don't have enough sunlight, or they're planted in not favorable part of the patch right here, but they're alive, but they're not growing. They're fruiting too, but there's not a whole lot of growth. That's 3 runts. This is the one where honey jar was. This one kind of grew a little bit. You can tell right here from last year. Brown wood right there, and then the new one right here, which is kind of brown, as opposed to kind of like faded brown right there. So it all grew this much, fruited also. Here's another runt. It's alive, but ain't doing much. So maybe there's a lot of water saturation here, a little bit lower area. And here are the other wild one. When I say wild, I meant like not named variety. This one is awake as well, right there. And this is super early. This is early March, so this one is probably awake end of February. So we don't get any activity from Jujubes until close to mid or late April because of the warm weather. Look at this guy right here. It's just, this is not normal, I would say, for them to be awake this early. We got 3 more right here, and this 3 poor Jujubes, they don't get as much water as those ones over there because the hose can't quite reach this area, but they still thrive. That one's the runt out of this 3. They all fruited. I might graft on these. I'll check again this year what the fruit is. They're quite small compared to the other ones. There's another one. I'm going to remove that mulch ring right there. Kind of free the bottom right there so there's no decomposition on the bark. Yeah, this one grew a lot last year. This one grew a little bit, still runt. And they just need more water. Yeah, let's go to the last one right here. It's in my dad's garden here. This one is also the same as those, I think they call them sugarcane seedling. There's no proof to that. That's just what the guy said on when I got the rootstock. And this one went crazy. First time I planted this, it was this tiny branch right here that died. So I just didn't think of it. I was gonna just plant another one. There's another kind of runner. As you can see, it's separated. And then it grew this really fat branch and trunk, and it kept growing. But I don't think this one fruited last year. Maybe just a few. But it's one of the healthier looking ones. All right, so that's our Jujube update for 2026 spring.